Hello and welcome to the Mattniverse. Today we're going to further explore HiveSwap Friendsim. Volume 9 is out and now we get to move on to more people that we can go find. This one seemed a bit interesting because this guy on the left kind of looks like he was ripped from Dragon Ball Z with a scouter on his eye. Very interesting. And then we got this other girl who's actually from Volume 2. Don't know why she's back, but I guess we'll figure that out. So, Volume 9 of Gaze is Cool and Temper's Hot. What the heck am I even looking at right now? Am I in a bush or something? What? That's different. Part of you has always been taken with the idea of purchasing a one-way train ticket to anywhere and boarding it without looking back. Or, in your current case, stowing away without looking back. Details. The idea has always seemed so idyllic. No strings, no obligations, just you and your journey, the wind in your hair, and the taste of freedom on your lips. Your little daydream didn't exactly involve careening across a perilous extraterrestrial landscape. But then you've always liked to think of yourself as a kind of person who's open to new experiences. Not to mention, new friends. In practice, though, this tastes less like freedom and more like noxious muck, which is what you are currently surrounded by. Ugh. It's not unlike the slime that was in Skyla's Recuperacoon, except that slime was weirdly soothing, and this one is prickly and burny and uncomfortable. You thought you were being smart by sneaking on board, jumping into some sort of cargo carriage. Oh, how wrong you've been. The trade-off for not being caught for maimed or killed for your blood color is apparently this. You almost would have preferred the maiming. God knows you're used to taking a beating by now. That you are. Alright, so here we go. He definitely kind of looks like he's been ripped from DBZ, so I'm very interested to see what this guy talks about. So Azdaha, I guess, would be the name I'm going with there. And then Amicia is the other one, but that frame is a bit too small for her, so... And then it also has a question mark, too, so we might meet someone else. Who knows? Okay, let's go. After what feels like way too long, the vehicle slows down and you take the opportunity to tumble out of your slime jail onto the dusty ground, picking yourself up and hurrying away from the station before you get spotted. Yeah, this is weird. A little while later, you're standing at a beginning of a massive canyon and your awful train ride almost feels worth it. The canyon stretches on endlessly, miles of yawning chasms and winding ravines at your feet. It's enough to make your mouth hang open in awe. After spending so much time in various grotty parts of the city, the sight of such pristine natural beauty touches your heart. You feel somehow inspired. Like you could belt out an aria or draw a masterpiece if you tried. Aria? I'm not sure about that one. But before you can begin exploring your hidden creative depths, you're distracted by noises coming from not too far away. You're not alone. You know what this means. A chance to get yourself more of that sweet, sweet friendship. After so many successful companionship ventures, you're thirsty for more. You pick up your jaw and go investigate. That sounds leads you towards a trail along the side of the canyon, which in turn leads you down a roomy platform not that much lower than you started. There's a series of sharp outcrops jutting out from the plateau, and perched atop the highest one is a figure dramatically framed against the moonlight. Really? Why? At first you think he's peering moodily into the distance, but then you realize he's looking through some kind of contraption on his face. Recording coordinates. You look around. There doesn't seem to be anyone else here. So what you heard was this fellow muttering to himself, you guess. I see. He's so wrapped up in whatever it is that he's doing that he doesn't notice you yet. This guy has got to be hankering after some company. Being all by his lonesome out here in the middle of nowhere. You're sure up for it. Wave and say hello, climb up and surprise him. Oh, do I surprise him? Waving and saying hello is like the best thing you can do. I mean, that's being polite about it. I'm gonna climb up and surprise him. Eagerly, you clamber up the side of the rock. Wow. This drop is pretty intense. But it's nothing you can't handle without plenty of determination and frantic scrambling. You finally make it up to the top. You're about to haul yourself up so you can stand, fully ready to introduce yourself and let this guy have it with the geniality. Really show him how amicable you can be. Before you can do that, though, he whirls around, trench coat and long hair whipping in a wide arc. All your clumsy scrambling at the rock face must have clued him onto your presence. Oh crap, well, he sees me. Did you really think you could sneak up on me? His eyes flash, literally. They flicker from blue to turquoise and back again in quick succession. That's interesting. You don't notice the pure white energy crackling at his fingertips until you are already in the air. When Cumprum lifted you, it was like getting yanked up into the scruff of your shirt. This is smoother somehow. Like you just stepped onto a strong breeze. Doesn't really change the outcome though. You eye the ground below you nervously. Think again. Wait! You weren't engaging in any sneaking around, honest. Or, well, you were, but you didn't mean anything malicious by it. You were just after some quality hangouts. Unfortunately for you, he doesn't seem very moved by your heartfelt entreaty. Yeah. A likely story. You were looking to gank my data to get fawned up on the game. Don't try to deny it. You don't know anything about any game, but before you can explain further, you're unceremoniously released. You run through quite the spectrum of emotions as you plunge downwards, but the strongest by far is regret. Regret that you'll emerge from this altercation sans to use on your limbs if you're lucky, but also sans a potential new friend. Well, that was quick. But that's to be expected. I mean, I'm gonna play them all anyways, but that was, a little unexpected. Okay then, well, let's go ahead and just skim through all that again and pick him, and this time don't try and surprise him. I just tried to be nice. Try to be nice and say hello in a different way than I should have. Sporting your most winning smile, you call out a greeting and give a jaunty wave. That gets his attention. Well, well, well. Who would you like to look at the purr beast dragged in? Or would you look at the purr beast? Not look at one. There's no one here. Are you lost? That depends on your definition of lost. You prefer to think of whatever you're doing as taking the scenic route. Just like, indefinitely. Your new acquaintance and hopefully soon-to-be pal snorts, unimpressed. It would be better if you did that somewhere else. Better for me, I mean, which is the most important issue currently at hand. Let's face it. I still have preparations to make, and I'm running out of time. You're kind of cramping my style here. Preparations? For the game, obviously. It's starting any minute now. You have no idea what he's talking about. Seriously? You don't know about dual strifers? Wow, you're even more of an empty-headed plebe than I thought. That's not a very fair thing to say. Sure, you might have made a habit of running headfirst into stupidly dangerous situations, but there's no reason for him to assume. Your voice is drowned out by a crackling sound. He's levitating down from his perch towards you. Sparks of energy stirring the sand up inside it into a cloud. After meeting Sarava and Cumprum, you've come to expect psionic powers from trolls with yellow blood by now, but it still kind of takes you back. You stumble backwards, falling on your ass. Why? Why are you so scared? The troll is unbothered by your spill, continuing to address you while you're sprawled on the ground. I'll explain. Dual Strifer pits Alternia's best and brightest among each other in a timed event designed to reveal the most skilled among the group. Which would be me, of course. That goes without saying. He tells you a bunch of other stuff about game mechanics that, to be honest, goes straight over your head. He's apparently not in enough of a rush that he can't stop what he's doing to outline his plans to you, some random passerby, in a fairly detailed manner at that. He seems pleased to have an audience, actually. Wow, This friendship has barely even got off the ground, and you're already doing great. You get back on your feet and nod along sagely, pretending to understand all his rambling about strategy and whatnot. And when you notice a blinking light, it's coming from the scene over his eye, or screen over his eye, not the scene. Huh? Interesting. My scouter couldn't retrieve any data on your species at all. He leans forward and looks at you, really looks at you. Up until this point, he'd been paying more attention to his own voice and whatever readings he's been getting on this device. But now he's focused fully on you. Huh. It's starting to fluster you a little. Actually, that is, until his mouth twists into a smirk, and you get a glimpse of a single jagged tooth. You know, it's technically possible to join in teams of 2, but now you're here. Is he saying that you would like to... is he saying what you think he might be saying? Excitedly, you clarify whether he's asking you to join a game as his partner. Ha! Sure. I just love teaming up with clueless nerds like you. No. You'd be a nice element of surprise, though. I could use you as collateral resource, fodder, a lackey. What do you say? That doesn't sound nearly as flattering, but it's an opportunity to help, and you founded so many great friendships on doing whatever favors random strangers have wanted you to do for them already. Why stop now? You'll be the best lackey ever. Screw this. Oh, let's do that first. You know what? You're better than this. Who does this guy think he is? Trying to turn you into his minion. Everyone keeps expecting you to be useless, and you're tired of it. You're accomplishing great things, you say, stamping your feet. Kicking up some real hullabaloo. Kicking up some real hullabaloo. You're a big deal on your home planet. People practically quiver in their boots when you walk past. And even if you weren't a big deal, even if you were the smallest fry around, you're pretty sure you could take whatever he could dish out. He's just a reedy nerd asshole who looks like he fell out of an IT department straight into a discount bin of Mad Matrix cosplay cast-offs. I guess you could count him as a Matrix kind of guy too. I can kind of see it. Maybe a Matrix DBZ combo. I mean, by the Scouter, I mean, that's definite DBZ. Come on, who else has that kind of thing? You have no idea what you're doing. Absolutely nothing that you've said about yourself is true. You're spewing hot air and pure vitriol. Vitriol? Yeah. Running on the modicum of confidence you've built up, bluffing your way through the variety of mishaps you've encountered before now. You throw up your hands when you're done, both out of exasperation and as a kind of ending flourish to your little speech. There's a deafening rumble behind you. When you turn around, it's just in time to see one of the outcrops shudder dramatically into a pile of detritus. Your eyes go wide. Either the rock was already weakened and chose this moment to break, resulting in the best coincidence ever, or you have secret telekinetic powers of your own that you've never known about till now. Whichever it is, it grants your venting session a healthy dose of gravitas. As Jaha, how does he know his name? He doesn't even say it yet. As Jaha looks at you with a complicated expression on his face, like he's mad at you, but also like you just paid him a really nice compliment. What a brazen proposition. What? Proposition? If you're propositioning anything, it's for him to consider you an equal rather than some kind of sidekick. That's all. Let me tell you something, alien. I've heard things through the spherical fruit string about someone else in my line of work who caused quite a stir recently. Alerts have been blowing up, saying a gold-blood girl assassinated a sea dweller. I had reason to suspect she'd show herself here today. I was looking forward to seeing if she's as good as the rumor says she is. A gold-blood girl. That's what the alerts say. But as one of the best mercenaries in the business, I know better. They must have been wearing a disguise. He points a finger at you. Oh crap. You, despite not being an Alternian origin, have a record. You've been up here to a dueling session in a rumpus robe and nub stilts. He indicates your flowing gown and heels, which could easily be another disguise to throw the drones off your scent. And, as you so graciously just demonstrated, you're powerful. You're easily the most suspicious person I've come across here yet. Who's to say that you're not the mysterious killer? You realize that he's been floating gradually higher and higher in the air as he's been talking to you, until he's hovering you almost periodically. Predatorily, not periodically. Shit, what have you done? If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. Oh crap, this sucks. Oh, I screwed up. His eyes light up and a bright blue beam explodes the rock next to you. You turn tail and run, but he follows, trailing along behind you like some kind of angry helium balloon. He doesn't stop shooting at you, and you can feel the lasers rush past you, rustling your hair and your clothes as they cut through the air. Gosh, he's powerful. It takes your breath away. You'd be in awe if you weren't busy running for your life. You almost wish you had some sort of device that would measure just how powerful he is. Except, no, not really. On second thought, knowing his exact power level would probably be so frustrating that you immediately break whatever device that it would call for with your bare hands. Oh, like Vegeta? Ugh. His power's over 9,000. As strong as he is, though, you can't help but notice that none of his shots are all close to hitting you. It's more like he's trying to intimidate you, provoke you into fighting back. You have to get away from him as quickly as possible before any of his blasts actually connect. Before you know it, your scurrying feet have taken you back to where you started, the train station. Would you quit running around like a cluck beast with a severed thinkspan? You came on to me, and now you won't follow through? Get back here and fight. You seem to have managed to both pick a fight and hit on him simultaneously. I guess. Maybe he thinks you want that hate man Spades think with him. God. You just wanted to be friends, and then you might have lost your temper a little. This all just a big misunderstanding. He isn't listening to you. Another blast zips past you, dangerously close to your ear this time. You scan the air frantically for cover. There! A structure near the tracks that looks like it's been some kind of mechanized ticket booth. You dive behind it. I'm growing impatient, alien. Cease this game of hunt and sequester and face me. A beam hits your makeshift shield, blowing a hole straight through it. You stumble backwards, close to the tracks. Oh no. Oh fuck. This is it. You're going to be murdered in cold blood by a guy who can shoot pure energy out of his eyes. And there's nothing you can do about it. You squeeze your eyes shut, bracing for impact. All of a sudden, there's a distant rushing sound. With all the running and laser dodging, you'd forgotten what this station was even for in the first place. The train is arriving. Maybe someone on it will be willing to help you. Not like Alternians seem to have a good track record of helping folks in need of the goodness of their hearts, but damn it, it's the only chance you've got. As Jaha is distracted by the train's arrival for only a moment before turning towards you again, but then a figure climbs out of one of the train carriages, a figure that's large and hulking, and one that you recognize. Oh, hey Colonel. As Jaha? What the hell are you doing here? Why are you attacking my friend? Friend? You know this globes for Sponge? Why didn't you tell me? They're the assassin I've been looking for. What? You idiot! They're no assassin. When I met them, they freaked out over a little blood. They've never even killed before. What? What about their powers? Colonel squints at you, like she's thinking very hard about your more exceptional qualities might be. Exceptional. Spenial. Oh boy. Well, they're pretty good at falling on their ass, and freaking out in the middle of a crisis, and being squishable. As Ja's expression goes cold, his eyes stop flashing, but he still looks like he could kill you with his glare alone. I see. So that's why you were running away. You were lying. What an immature ruse. You can't help but feel a little bad for pulling the wool over his eyes, even though you were fearing for your life until just a few seconds ago. As Jaws seems to trust Colonel's word implicitly. Now that you've been exposed as nothing but a regular Joe, he seems to have lost all interest in you. Colonel, I was beginning to think you'd skip out on this event. Of course not. I missed the Omni-Scuttle Caravan. And the desert has shitty reception, so I couldn't call. You know that. That's right. Well, I'm glad you made it. I'll at least get distracted by this peon for long enough. Let's go strife some losers. Own their nooks in battle and profit. Fuck yes. I'd love to stay and chat, kid, but there's a bunch of coals in the canyon with my name all over them. Later. You watch wistfully as they set off back towards the canyon. If only you hadn't lost your temper and lied out your ass like an idiot, you might have been walking along with them. Instead, you're here alone on the ground, new friendship having slipped through your fingers like all this desert sand. Oh, well, don't sit on the tracks, man. That's dangerous. Yeah, but I'm left alone now. Well, yeah, it was gonna happen. That sucks. But at least I saw Kyle. That was interesting. I wasn't expecting to see her again. That's nice. Okay. So I go here, skip through all that. We say hello. And now he'd be the best lackey ever. That title might not be much, but that doesn't mean you can't excel at it. You tell him you accept his offer. Excellent. By the way, I'm Azjahar Neelax, or Neelax, I guess. But you must have known that already. You're not sure why you would. Maybe he's some kind of big shot? Come to think of it, the name does ring a bell. You've heard it before, when you were in the middle of infiltrating a bandit hideout with the mercenary Collinol. Did I hear about him before? I don't even remember. You met my maid sprite? You must have gotten on her good side, or you wouldn't be standing here talking to me. Because you've been minced into the ground finer than crumb paste. He's grinning like he's really proud and fond about Collinol being the sort of girl who'd make mincemeat out of someone as soon as they speak to them. If he wasn't talking about her literally murdering you, you might find this reaction enduring. Hang on. If he already has a partner, why isn't she here? As Jaha's expression sours abruptly. My partner isn't here because she didn't make our agreement upon rendezvous time. He says the word partner in an overdone, exasperated huff, as if he thinks she might be listening from behind a boulder somewhere and he could somehow shame her into appearing. You remember that Pipo said about mercenary duos often being quadrant pairs, i.e. romantically involved. Did his girlfriend stand him up? Yikes. Maybe it's better than you having been promoted to partner status if it meant getting involved in another couple's spat. You've had quite enough of that already. You hope there aren't fighting. As Jaha glares at you. That exact nature of our quadrant is none of your business, frankly. Now, come on. We're wasting time. He steps off the edge of the plateau, descending in a crackling of energy and floating you into the canyon with him. It's a terrifying ride, but the view it affords is pretty amazing. Soon, you reach the bottom. We should keep going. There's someone else in this valley. We'll get the drop on them if we move fast. He grins confidently, his coat flapping behind him. There isn't any wind down here, though. Is he flapping his own coat with his physic powers for dramatic effect? Heh. First blood of Neelax. You blink. Tentatively, you repeat. Blood? Yes, blood. He says it the same way he enunciated the name of this competition earlier, like it could have been painfully obvious. Like I told you, our aim is to take out our opposition, swiftly and painfully. To win, we have to be the last team standing in this entire canyon. Weren't you listening when I explained earlier? God damn it. You've been proceeding under the assumption that this was some kind of elaborate competitive LARP. Like, solve some puzzles, get out of the giant canyon before the other guy type of deal. Perhaps arm wrestle your competitors into submission if you run into them. But no. This game involves actual violence. You'd expect anything less, it's Alternia. Everything is violence. You probably shouldn't be surprised. You've been Alternia long enough now to discern that. Boy, trolls sure do love killing. You've made friends with plenty of trolls who have less bloodthirsty hobbies, though. You ask him whether he's ever considered getting into excessive bodily force poetry, or streaming sick beats. Please, you're kidding, right? Now is not the time for joking around. Don't tell me you've already gotten frosty strut pods. I can't work with someone with such a flimsy sense of conviction. You reassure him that, no, of course not. Your strut pods are as toasty as all heck. Whatever the heck those are, strut pods, I guess. But he's no longer paying attention to you. His scouter glints. There. Okay, bye. He flashes past you before you can blink, riding the waves of his sea to a collection of rocks sitting behind you. Target acquired. Nice try, thinking you could outsmart me by laying in wait and launching an ambush. Cowardly move, and sloppy. Very sloppy. Now, prepare to get owned. Resistance is foodie oh fuck. What? Abruptly, as Jaha freezes. You hesitate, unsure as to what sort of threat you're dealing with here. But then a troll girl with a cerulean blood symbol on her shirt pops out from behind the rocks. She giggles menacingly, making Jaha turn towards you. His expression is blank. His nifty brain power is now under your competitor's control. To echo Jaha's sentiment, oh fuck. You need to do something, fast. You have the harebrained thought that maybe you can grab Jaha and physically wrestle him from her control. You launch yourself towards him in a mad dash, attempting to call out a chilling battle cry, but it comes out as more of a pathetically broken yell. Something like that, probably. The girl laughs again. I keep saying it wrong. As Jaha's eyes flash bright, brighter than you've seen so far, almost blinding. Oh hell, those are straight up eye lasers, aren't they? And they're really powerful. Holy shit. You met some strong trolls, but this kind of power is something else. If Jaha were a character in a video game and you were to assign him to a quantifiable number to measure his power, some kind of level perhaps, that number would be... Well, it would be very high is all you're saying. Would it not be 9,000? I think it would be 9,000. As Jaha's lasers shoot at a point above you, scoring a deep gash in the rock and sending rubble toppling downwards. You reach out, grabbing at Jaha's coat. You have to get him out of here. The girl doesn't stop you, merely leaping out of the way of the certain doom that's hurtling rapidly towards you. You think you see something out of the corner of your eye. Some last-ditch effort hope of not getting squished as flat as a grub cake. You race towards it. Your first thought when next open your eyes is that death has finally come to tenderly cradle you in its sweet, loving embrace. But you quickly realize that you're in a cave, not the afterlife, and that the reason you can even see everything right now is because the area around you is brightened by the light coming from Jaha's scouter. Through sheer dumb luck, you must have run towards a single safe spot in the entire ravine. This hole in the ground. It's as if the hole was sitting here, carved out of the rock, waiting to be your escape route. Wouldn't that just be amazing, though? If it really was, just waiting there for me? Seems like an inconvenient plot point, don't you think? You might even say this hole was made for you. Fuck. You wince, covering your ears. Could he keep it down, maybe? Your nerves are a little shot from almost dying from the upteenth time this week. No, I will not keep it down. Curses. I can't believe this. Who does that blue blood think she is? Does she realize who she just messed with? Wow, he looks really mad. Instinctively, you reach out to execute that slow face pat that trolls seem to find so soothing, but he slaps your hand away. What do you think you're doing? I already told you I have a morale. Morale? You stammer out of an apology. It just seemed like the right thing to do. Plus you thought Colonel was his mate sprite. He seems to realize what he just said. A hint of yellow touches his cheeks, just barely visible in the light. That's what I said. I already have a mate sprite. You're pretty sure you heard him right the first time, and you're also pretty sure that those two different sorts of relationships. But you let the subject drop. No need to rile up your new friend more than he already is. Your shushpap, apparently, I guess that's what that is. That is a shushpap. A shoes pat might have been rejected, but the attempt seems to snap him out of whatever pissed off funk that he's gotten himself into. Let's get out of here. He follows the path of the cave. Can't he just blast you both out? Don't be stupid. If I did that, it would cause a cave-in. Are you that eager to get crushed? Good point. You're acting just like Collinol. She's so ready to rush in without a game plan. If he means this as an insult, its effect is kind of lost. He sounds more wistful than irritated. You walk in silence for a while. As you make your way further into the cave, you realize that your walls aren't blank like you previously thought, but covered in complicated carvings. Cave troll art, you wonder? I know what you're thinking. That life as a prince among trolls must be inevitable one. That's the word I was going for. You snap to attention. Yes, of course. You were definitely thinking about him and his life story just then. I don't expect someone like you to understand. You're obviously a completely average person who will live out their life in perfect mediocrity. But not me. You don't know what it's like to be born so gifted. Completely average? That's you alright. You try your best to be sympathetic. Having rad powers must make things really hard. What? No way. It's fucking awesome. But as you've clearly seen, it can attract unwanted attention from pathetic individuals who aren't nearly as talented themselves. Who are desperate to have some unbeatable psionics in their corner. To be honest, the Empire is no different. It's not like the rebels are much better. Collinol and I don't really care one way or the other. We're just here to off-chumps and get money. We look out for ourselves first and foremost. But eventually we've been set off planet to do a bidding of the Empress, just like everyone else. Okay, you can see why having no say in the matter kind of sucks. But isn't there opportunity to do cool shit in space too? As Jaha's face draws up in a weird, awry expression. Yeah, with someone else calling all the shots. You keep walking. After what feels like hours, his scouter flashes again. We're here. He lets the wall have it with his eye lasers. With a resounding roar, it crumbles away. Aside from the spot he destroyed, the rest of the cave is intact. Moonlight spills into the space through the impromptu exit. It's over. We were stuck down here for so long that the game has ended. Meaning, your heart sinks. This was a disaster. He's definitely not going to want to be your friend after losing his competition he's so invested in. We're the last team standing, which makes us winners. Ha! Ha ha ha! I knew it! That blue blood loser might have had a stroke of good luck, but she has no match for someone of my station. My victory was a foregone conclusion from the start. Bringing you along was an excellent idea. Your recklessness really came in handy back there. He's thanking you, you realize? Or something close to it. Modestly, you assure him that it was no problem. A prince knows when to give credit where credit is due. Celebration is in order, I think. Once we collect our prize. There's a prize? Fuck yes! Dual Strifers offers an impressive cash reward to whoever wins. You'll get a cut as well, of course. Whoa, money? This will be the first time you've laid your hands on the stuff since you crash landed. Maybe you'll be able to finally purchase a warm meal, or clothing that isn't from somebody else's closet. Yeah, true. More important than the money, though, is that you've proven you aren't a complete fuck-up. You've earned Ajaza's trust and also his friendship. Yay! Did it! I like his eyes. Apparently that's what their money looks like. Alright. I thought it would be like an A for Alternian cash, but it's a V for some odd reason. But that's cool. He definitely kind of was like a DBZ sort of character. I like that. That was kind of cool. And then like the hint at what power level he could be at. Well, it could be over 9,000, or he could be towards Goku's, which is apparently extremely high. I don't even know what it is. But that was pretty cool, though. I liked that. That was fun. Oh, boy. And knowing that, you know, the people you meet are always sometimes connected to the other people you've already met. Like Collinol. You met her, and you didn't think that, you know, as Jaha would be her mate sprite. That's kind of interesting. But then apparently he said that he had, like, another relationship. And it's like, are you definitely backing down on calling? No, because that's probably not the best idea. I mean, with his psychic power things that he's got, maybe he could beat Kalino. I don't know. That'd be an interesting matchup to see. But anyways, still got one more chapter to go. And then we gotta wait for the next volume. But it seems interesting. Because it talks about the little girl, but then it has a question mark. Meaning that it can't be. Because usually the frames fit the person. And she is way too tiny in that frame to be that's the character you're going to play with. So, can't wait to see that one. Pretty excited. So, anyways, thank you for joining me for this adventure. I'll see you guys for the next adventure. Bye.